Hello, this is SJ Talks in Life coming back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Please and thank you. She want a man so bad. She want a man so bad. Women that are so desperate for a man, they're willing to put up with just about anything. And the reason why I say that is because my grandmother taught me a lot of things. She, she gave me so many golden nuggets. She taught me and my sisters a lot of things. She told me a lot of things, and at the time, when my grandmother was telling me these certain things, different things, I didn't. Some of the stuff I didn't understand what she was saying because I was just a kid. Um, but at later on in my life, it made a lot of sense. Well, this was pretty clear cut. Um, she had a friend named my grandmother had a friend named Anne. She had a friend named Anne, and she used to say, "Anne want a man so bad. Anne want a man so bad." That's what my grandmother used to say. Her friend was, and what really made it funny is that Anne that rhymes with man. Anne rhymes with man, and that's what really made it funny because they rhymed. And she used to say that all the time. And want a man so bad. She used to say it just like that. It was just hilarious. If you guys had grandmothers out there, especially baby boomers and Gen Xers, the grandmothers of that generation were hilarious. They cut right straight to the chase. You know, grandmothers are younger now, but grandmothers of that, if you're a baby boomer and Gen Xer, grandmothers of that time period, they cut straight to the chase and they didn't bite their tongue about nothing. Okay, so, and like I said, my grandmother taught me and my sisters a lot of things. And because my grandmother died just before my 18th birthday. She died just before my 18th birthday. So she taught me a lot of things growing up. And some of the things that she told me didn't make sense. It's like, why is she telling me this now? She must have knew in her spirit that she was not going to be around into my adulthood. But she really, really, I love my grandmother so much and I miss her. But I remember everything that she taught me. And when she used to say that my grandmother was funny. I kind of have a sense of humor. I think that's where I get it from. I think I get my sense of humor from my grandmother. My grandmother, I like to think that I have a good sense of humor. And my mother has a good sense of humor, actually. And I think that's where I get it from. Because my grandmother was so funny. And, you know, she was one of those people that could say funny things. And she wasn't trying to be funny. They say things and they're not trying to be funny. She was just so hilarious. So that was just one of the things that my grandmother used to say. She had a friend named Anne. And she used to say, "Anne want a man so bad." And so I was thinking, because I always think about that all the time, and I just crack up laughing every time I think about it. I said, when I was thinking about it, I said, my grandmother was teaching me not to settle. Through indirectly, she taught me a lot of other things, but she was by saying that to me, by saying that about her friend, she was teaching me to not settle. Not to just put up with anything from a man just to say you have a man. You know, I didn't realize it at the time, but my grandmother was actually teaching a lesson. Through that statement that she made. She was teaching me not to settle for a man, not to just put up with anything from a man just to say you have a man. Just for the sake of having a man. And that's my point. That's what I want, the point that I want to bring out, that a lot of times women um, put up with a lot of things from a man. Um, Sheila True Love just put up a video today. She just posted a video, and I may put it on my TikTok. It on the cover, on the thumbnail of the video, she has I got a man. He cheats, but I got a man. He's an alcoholic, but I got a man. He's abusive, but I got a man. I might wind up putting that on TikTok. But that's what she has on the thumbnail of the video. And she's basically talking about women that got men that cheat, take their money, alcoholic, uses drugs, they mooch off of them, a man, they're abusive, like you got women that are with men that are doing just a number of things, all those things, and a number of things. They're being abusive. They're taking her money. They're using her. They're taking advantage of her. They're cheating on her, and they're doing all kinds of foul things. And the women, there are women that will sit there and put up with that. They will put up with all that just to say they have a man, just for the sake of having a man. And this is why it's so important as women that we know our worth. It's so important for us women to know our worth, because you have, it's important to know your worth, so you'll know that you're worth, you are deserving of someone that doesn't cheat on you. You're deserving of someone that's not abusing you. You're deserving, and that's physically and mentally, because there's physical and emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is bad too. You deserve someone that's not a drug addict or alcoholic or a homosexual or on the down low, or a homosexual down low. Same difference. Same difference. You got to know your worth. As a woman, we have to know our worth enough, and I'm going to put me in there too. But we have to know our worth enough to know that we deserve more than just being with a man that's treating us any kind of way, that's cheating on us and just not treating us right and doing us wrong. You have to know your worth. It's so it's so important that women know their worth, that you know your worth. And I know a lot of these young ladies don't know their worth, and sometimes it's a process. Sometimes I know it was a process for me. It took me many, many, many years to get to a place to where I finally learned my worth. And that came through growing a closer relationship with God. When I started growing a closer relationship with God, that's when that I truly started to learn my worth as a woman. And abstaining, through that, abstaining and drawing a closer relationship with God is how you learn your worth as a woman. But it took me many years to get to a place to where I truly knew my worth, But I was at one time, I was like a lot of women, I didn't put up with stuff for too long. Once I got to the end of my rope, you out the door, But there was times where I endured stuff from men, I wouldn't say it was just for the sake of having a man. It was just, just having feelings for someone that wasn't right for me. Having feelings for someone that wasn't deserving of me. They didn't deserve me, And so, you don't have to put up with an abusive man. You don't have to put up with a homosexual or a homosexual. That's what I meant to say. But that too. You don't have to put up with a drug addict or someone that's abusive mentally and physically. Someone that's cheating on you. A married man. All that is a no-no. Someone that's extremely toxic, overly controlling, anger issues. When you know your worth, you ain't gonna put up with none of that. When you know your worth as a woman, you is not going to put up with that. You ain't going to put up with a man that's using you, taking your money, driving your car, taking advantage of you and stuff like that while he's going screwing around with some other woman. When you know your worth, you ain't going to put up with that. He going to be out the door. So it's knowing your worth enough to know that you're not going to just put up with anything just for the sake of having a man. Don't want a man so bad to the point to where you're just willing to put up with anything just for the sake of having one. You know, Sheila True Love, Sheila True Love, her channel, it's on the thumbnail of her video. I forget the title of the video, but it's on the thumbnail. Or don't never accept money from a man, accept money from a man. Don't never give a man money. Excuse me. I think it's don't give a man money or something like that. And that picture is on the thumbnail of that video, and it says, "I got a man." It's titled, "I got a man. I got a man. He's abusive, but I got a man. He's an alcoholic, but I got a man. You know, he's a drug addict or dealer, but I got a man. You know, he's a cheater, but I got a man. But at least I got a man." That's not a flex. It is not a flex. It is not a flex to be with an abusive man. It is not a flex to be with a cheater. It's not a flex, because we live in a society where the women are always told, the message is sent to women that you're nothing without a man, and that is so far from the truth. That is so far from the truth, and it's too many women that buy into that. You know, you are worthy, and you're worthy of someone that's going to treat you with love and respect, and be willing to be single until that special someone comes along that's going to treat you like you deserve to be treated. See, I'm not willing to just accept and put up with anything just to say I got a man. Because you know what? At my age and my stage in life, I ain't got no patience. My patience is very thin. You know, some of the things I put up when I was younger, there is no way I would put up with now. My patience is not very, very good when it comes to men. My patience is very short when it comes to men at this stage in my life. And it's my tolerance level is not good. So, and these men know that, and that's why they don't fool with us older women. So, yeah. And I'm secure in my singleness. I'm content in my singleness. So I don't have a problem with being by myself. I don't have a problem with being alone. Okay. Friday come around, Friday night roll around. I ain't got to have no date. I can be my own date. Okay. Saturday night come rolling around. I ain't got to have no date. I can be my own date. Even if it's just sitting in my chair watching TV and eating my favorite comfort meal. Okay? We have to be content in our singleness as women. You have to be content in your singleness. So you're not going to just put up with anything that these men dish out. You know, you're going to know your worth enough to know. And that's why it's vital. It's very important that women are secure in their singleness. You know, because if you're not, then you're putting yourself at risk of enduring some of these things just to say you have a man. And so, yeah, don't want a man so bad to where you're willing to just put up with and endure any kind of mistreatment just to say you got a man. That is not a flex. That's not a flex, ladies. Okay, hit me up in that comment section. Like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell. And until the next video, you guys be blessed.